Marcel Duchamp, The Afternoon Interviews by Calvin Tomkins. It is a perfect binding trade on beautiful paper. It's published in 2013 by Calvin Tomkins, by Badlands Unlimited, first edition, distributed by Artbook. Cheeky, to whom it may concern. So a little bit about this book, and a little bit about Marcel Duchamp. Marcel Duchamp, of course, is a very famous artist from the early 20th century who went and made work and introduced the idea of the ready-made and challenged the idea of what artists should be and what art should be and what makes something art. And his most famous piece is The Fountain, which is a urinal that was signed R. Mutt and submitted to an exhibition in Paris. And it caused a lot of controversy. You can feel free to look that up online. This book is for someone that generally has a deeper understanding of Marcel Duchamp and his work and his legacy. And you really get to see what he thinks about his work. So all too often, every time you go to an exhibition or something like that, you see the impact of his work in any time you walk into a gallery in Chelsea or in a museum. You're seeing artists that are running with his ideas, but this is really one of the only and most intimate times where he talks about his process and explores the ideas from his perspective. And for that reason alone, it's really valuable. So Calvin Tomkins had 3 interviews with Marcel Duchamp, and they're set up literally just as interviews. So this is an interview book. And they muse about art, about his art, about the culture at the time, and really whatever Marcel wants to talk about. And Calvin does a great job of directing the interviews. One of the biggest takeaways that I got from the book is that Marcel Duchamp did not make very many ready-mades. And he talks about the power of picking a work of art, or like picking an object and making it into a ready-made. And one of the things that's really interesting about that is that if he had picked too many, then it wouldn't have been valuable. And so he talks about being selective and not making too much art, which is really the opposite advice of almost anyone that I've ever heard. I would highly, highly recommend this book. I know for me personally, I am a major Duchamp fanboy. His work highly inspires my own work. And so getting this inside perspective was immensely valuable to me and my practice, and made me reconsider my relationship with my work in terms of having a healthy attitude with making it and why I'm making it. Am I making it for myself or for others? Am I making it because I feel like I have to, or like I feel like I have to be making art all the time to be a real artist? And just to understand his work better in the context that he saw it. So I would highly recommend it. See, I've highlighted mine all up. And then at the end here, I have the photo credits. You can get it on ebook. And then also Calvin Tomkins has a bunch of books. Seems to be quite a few on Duchamp himself. And check out badlandsunlimited.com. Thank you.